And we've just done some downtime stuff. Is there more stuff we want to do in our like downtime period?
Um,
I would like to just keep doing downtime stuff forever.
I mean, you can. There's no limit to downtime actions in this one.
Yeah, this could just be a slice of life game where we all just hang out and everything is nice.
We just build kobold housing and feed the poor.
Well, I have a question about that. Does Murdoch have any clues as to who we are? Do we know? Do we know if we're vulnerable?
The roll that Sleepy made on her getaway roll meant that currently Murdoch knows that you're about, but doesn't have any leads per se.
Okay.
Knows that you are a group of people, and that you are associated, right? Like knows as much as he could know from having seen you there.
Okay.
Good job, Sleepy.
We don't need to worry about him like just turning up. Okay.
No, that was specifically what Sleepy's role was against. So
I think we should use the fact that Shard remembered all the layout and knows about all the hallways. And we should go back in and we should rescue just everyone. Just a fucking exodus from Netfox.
I mean, that sounds
It can be like that bit at the end of The Prince of Egypt with the parting of the Red Sea when it's real cool.
Yeah, like an exodus, yeah.
Yeah, out of the ruined wall of the Netfox building. It'll be great.
Okay, so you're planning to just get people out or blow it up? I can't.
Yeah,
Break a hole in the wall and then lead them all out. The rest
I have a question. Do we know how many people are there? Because, like, where would we put them?
I mean, we
are building housing out here.
Yeah, and like there's a whole like rest of the building above us that like I don't know about anyone else. The implication I've always got is that like Poppy is not a very present or profit-focused landlord.
No.
And
She
so
likes
like
this
most
place
of the building
because
above us is just like empty.
She
Like,
bought the bar because she got because like when it was owned by other people, she had a nice time there once, and then she heard it was closing.
yeah, and she like incidentally bought the rest of the building. And like what's the rest of the building? I don't know.
I think like if we're sort of all sitting and discussing this and like potential plans, I think Ella like looks to Val and says, I would really like to rescue everybody. I think that's a really good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to house them all in the same place. Imagine if everyone else that we got out with, if we all stuck together, would have been just like a beacon, way too easy to find.
Beacon was a dick.
Also true.
Okay, yeah. But if they want to stay here, they can stay here, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
They can hang out with the kobolds.
I just don't want them to be in more danger because we're trying to help them.
What happened to the girl that we rescued?
I think you've still got her, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep. You still got her.
We still got her body, but we never found.
You still got as much of her as you have.
Okay. Here's a question, and I know Val, you're probably not gonna be super into this, but I'm gonna suggest it anyway. If we could rescue her first, she could tell us so much about how to help the others, and we could do it a lot smarter.
But isn't that like the raccoon that breaks into the cyber dumpster twice?
I guess so.
We got in once. Maybe it'd be fine. We get in a second time. That's cool. Third time, they're gonna close all the holes.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Sleepy, Shad, what do you reckon?
I thought that Val's specialty was making new holes, so I don't particularly see that as a problem.
Yeah. I think the greater risk to repeat visits is our bodily safety.
Yeah, true.
We might have to make a choice on how much we're willing to risk versus what we want to accomplish.
Yeah.
If you flip a coin enough times, eventually it will land on tails.
Maybe we should talk about what we want to accomplish then, and then we can figure out what we want to risk.
Hmm. Hmm. I want to help everyone in there. Definitely. I just don't want to fuck it up. And like I think about when Val and I were in the facility, and I think there are so many times where if someone had just broken in there with no real plan, we probably just would have all been killed. You know, it would have made things worse. And I don't want to do that. I think if we're going to try some kind of really big scale thing, it's going to take planning and probably equipment and probably other people.
We're going to have to assume that they increase security too, since we did shoot at Murdoch.
Yeah, then they're not going to just go back to normal after that.
Maybe that is a good thing.
How so?
Okay, I've just decided to think about Val. I think Val, and I don't know, I think Aula knows this because you were there during the like teenage years when this was acquired. But like Val does like stage magic in addition to like real actual magic.
Oh my gosh.
Like not well, right? Like
no, I'm just the cuteness.
Yeah, and so like Val pulls out a coin and does the really classic like, oh, it's disappeared. It's in this hand here. That's where the coin is. And is looking at you all like, do you get it?
Shard wheels away to get a drink.
I get it now.
If they are looking for people to show up and do bad things, then we give them something to look at. And then while they're paying attention to that, and then she opens her hands and the coin is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, it would be best if we could give them us to look at.
I am good at big and loud.
Remember that one time on that boat?
Yeah, and Val is like nodding, like, yes.
Is there a way we could like make, and I'm being really abstract here, but like make copies of ourselves that would do different things, like, you know, like like how Shard has other Shard, I guess, but not like that. But like, I don't know if we could make them think that we're somewhere else, or that we're like in a digital space or an ethereal space or something, but actually we're not there.
I reach out and I put my gloved hands on your face.
Yeah.
I say, if you want me to make a meat sculpture of you and make it walk around, I can do that.
Can you make an ice sculpture? I always thought they were cool.
So you could make like fake,
not with ice.
You could make like fake us, like homunculi versions of us.
Like meat versions, and then put homunculi in them to drive them around like cars.
Right. Yeah. Right. That could work. I just think like
Except,
if they're ready for us, we should show them us, right?
except, I am bad at building things. Because building takes patience.
I'm okay at building things.
Can you build things?
Yeah. I mean, I've never tried building things out of meat.
I'll do the meat. You just do the building.
And I think Ala like looks to the other two with a kind of like, is this? And I think she says like, are we making a ridiculous plan here? Can you just clarify for me? Like, is this a really weird plan?
Can you make a really small one first? Can you just make a practice? A little meat baby.
Yeah, totally. And so I think like Val like holds out her hand to Aula.
Yep, cool. Yeah, I'll take your hand.
And like, I don't know, like I feel like this is me helping you because you're the one with the actual build dice.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That seems legit to Ash.
Okay, so you're going to build a meat puppet?
Well, yeah, because I have both the spheres of flesh.
Yeah.
And others and homunculi.
Yep.
And I have self and like I have self and grow, but I also have build as an action.
Yeah, so grow is no longer a thing because that's now tinker or build, depending on.
I
right.
have both build and tinker.
Yeah. So like, yeah, describe what you do, and then I'll.
I think. Well, I think this is something that we would do in the ethereal plane.
Mm-hmm.
We drop into the ethereal plane.
So yeah, so you leave the physical plane. Yep.
Yep. And also, yeah, Sleepy, that might be useful because I don't know how good, like, I don't know how good I'll be at building people that aren't me. So, yeah, we might need more assistance, but I'll try it as a test. So yeah, we'll drop into the ethereal plane, and I think basically like, what does this look like?
What do you look like in the ethereal?
Oh yeah, well, maybe we haven't seen that actually, have we?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we have ever. Weird. What do I look like in the ethereal? I think yeah, so Owler is like if you picture like a shaft of moonlight and then like a silhouette of a person in that moonlight and then invert it.
Okay, yep.
So Owler looks like a silhouette that is like made out of moonlight.
Moonlight edged with like darkness?
Yeah, I mean not even necessarily like the edge, just like a cutout.
Yeah, cool.
Like
Nice.
cookie cutter. So she doesn't have any like kind of features or anything. She's just this, yeah, just this silhouette. But like she's exactly the same shape as she would be in the physical plane. Yeah, and I think
I have a thought what this might look like, Em.
yeah, what do you reckon?
I like the idea of you like tracing the shape, like you know the body outline things that they used to do at crime scenes.
Yeah.
Like tracing one on the ground and like leaving lines, and then in real space, like just meat starts to like grow into like a body.
Yeah. Okay, so that's totally it. Like I outline my shadow. Like yeah, draw and actually no, I think that's how. I think I ask Val to outline my shadow because if I move, it won't like.
Yeah.
So like I ask you to outline my shadow, and then I think I just like reach down and like grab the shadow stuff and start like trying to like pull it up like out of the kind of ground, and yeah, and like kind of warp it and like yeah, bring it up like up and more up to myself.
Yeah, right.
I've just got like my hand.
Just like this weird. Like,
I've just got my hand on it somewhere, and so like it's like also slowly turning from shadow into meat, and like flesh, bone, and blood and stuff.
Can Can we see any of this in the physical world? We must be able to see
Mhm.
something.
Like, do you
I
have?
think it looks really horrific in the physical world.
Like awful.
It's just like
waterfall.
it looks like sort of like a shadow on the ground that kind of like forms or like becomes more, or maybe it is just my actual shadow in the physical world. And then it like starts like it almost looks like it's kind of bubbling or like it's being like pulled up by invisible strings, and like yeah, as it's like coming up, it's like taking on this like fleshy like
It's spreading. It starts at one specific point that becomes meat, but you can see through the shadow to all the like inner bits of the meat, and then it just starts like growing and like little veins spiral out, and it's awful.
Yeah. So this
I
is
have
definitely
a really vivid idea of the sound right now. Which is
I'm sorry, Jerry.
this is definitely build. This is definitely build. But you yeah. So whoever is building, if they want to add this needs to be the person rolling needs to be doing build, mystical work, and have the sphere of meat.
oh.
Okay, I guess it is me.
Well, we
But
don't have.
but the other person might spend strain.
Do you have build though?
I do not, though. Let me check this out.
But you would be adding your mystical work dice. So
I have. A
Okay, wait.
suggestion.
I also have a question. But yes, go
Bridget?
go.
I could make like robots, and you can just literally skin them to look like us.
That's awful, and I love it.
That is also great.
yep. Yeah.
I
So
wanna
you could
have-
also
I
break
wanna
this up into
see if
multiple
this
things.
Experiment, like I want to see this experiment to its conclusion,
Mhm.
but it may not be the best way to do things.
Yep.
But my proposition is, I don't have flesh as a circle, but if I am just making this version of myself, can I use self?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
In which case I have applicable things, and then Val could be helping me.
Yep. So we would actually clear a strain because Val is helping you.
Cool.
But risk taking more if.
Yep, that's cool.
Like I'm picturing that this plan does not. This is just me, but like I feel like the version of this plan where like we make, like 8 meat doubles and they all run around like that is not a good version of this plan because then you immediately know some bullshit is up.
Mm.
I think the most effective version of this plan is like Val and Owler ones show up.
Because we're the ones that Murdoch is like.
Murdoch's got a history with us, and Murdoch is like, oh shit, and then we start causing a big kerfuffle while
That's
everyone
true.
else does their shit.
That's true.
You don't have homunculi, do you, Em?
No.
Cool. I'm just checking because like this is going to have different effects based on who has which spheres. So
But like we could just be building a shell, and then I can go with it to make it a homunculi afterwards.
Yeah. We're just building a shell version of me at the moment.
oh, in that case, it's meat.
Oh.
If it's not an extension of yourself.
Well, it is an extension of myself. It's a mirror. It's a mirror
Yeah.
image.
Then it won't just be a shell when you make it.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Cool.
We'll just see what that happens. We'll just see what that does.
Let's do it. So yeah, you're getting an extra dice. So you add extra dice for your mystical work. Add 1 extra dice for getting help.
Okay.
Cross your fingers and pray.
Yep. Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, the shadow meatily bubbles into a near identical replica of Aula, except like slightly. I think like this version of Aula at some point had like mumps or has like scarred skin from like or something like that.
Yeah, right.
From
like chickenpox scars.
Chickenpox scars or something like that. But yeah, it like there's that thing of like it like stops and it's like, okay, that seems to have worked. And then like looks at Owler and is like, yeah, wow, that's really realistic.
It says that?
He thinks it's real.
Oh no.
I hold up a hand. I'm like, hold up. hold up, Ala.
Yeah,
To the double.
Yeah, and it's like, okay.
So Sleepy has a choker and is like, Owler, we need to make sure that we know you're the original, so like we don't get confused. And so she like hands the jewelry to the Owler you just made.
No. Oh no. No. I'm wandering into like my own X card territory here.
Okay, yep.
That's actually really disturbing.
What was Val saying?
Ala, I just need you to just hold still for a moment. There's still some, and Val like waves her hand like through the air, and like we see, because like there's no world where this isn't true. Yeah, like some like weird energetic connections still running between the two owls.
Mm-hmm.
And Val's like, I just gotta fix it up, okay? You just hang tight. And then just like touches the cell phone with one hand, and then just cuts the strings and turns it from an extension of Owl into an automaton.
That's definitely digital work of destruction, and you're definitely wrecking.
I mean, am I, or am I tinkering?
Oh, you can be tinkering. Yep.
Like I don't know that it is wreck, because like
it is tinker. It is tinker.
like,
Yeah, I agree.
it's
That's a better description. Yep.
And yeah, I think and I've got the mystical sphere of others and homunculi.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I need. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to turn this from a self into a homunculus.
Mm-hmm.
And if Ala would like to help me, that would be good.
Yes, I would like to help you. Please save me from sad but comedic
From the
clone dramas. I don't want them.
what does you helping look like? Is it just you going along with the news?
So when you're like looking at this, you can see that like part of Owler is currently occupying the clone.
I think that's it. I think my part of this is using mystical work to like reel myself back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, like I hold onto it and stabilize it because I do have flesh.
Yep.
And so it doesn't like fall apart, and then I just like pour the homunculus in.
Yep. I also want to point out that because you got a 4-, you actually like gained 2 strain. There, so like this, it makes sense that you're distressed because there is this strain on the team currently from this weird thing going on.
Sorry, team.
But if you're helping, we reduce that by 1.
This is why we practice.
Yeah, true. And so I think what this looks like is like Owler is like reeling back in the moonlight or whatever, and the double just like goes like limp, and is just like now like an unconscious person who Val is just like holding up like by the shoulders, and then Val just like kisses it on the forehead, and like it like blinks its way back into consciousness, but like it's not an actual consciousness. It's a fake.
Let's see a roll.
Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so I get 2 bonus dice.
And I'm helping you.
Yep. So I've reduced that by a thing, so you get an extra. Yeah.
I got a 5.
That's good, I guess.
Yep. Stress. This is all awkward and weird, and like like you increase strain, but like the thing like blinks, and then like says in like Allah's voice, it's like, "Oh, I'm the copy."
Yeah, and I like nod sadly and like pat it on the face, and I'm like, "Yeah, well, we're gonna get to hang out."
That'd be nice.
I think a good 10 minutes ago, just saying, Shard decided it was all too much because this level of magic was just like way beyond their comprehension.
And also like tying into your current like dual experience of personality weird shit.
Yeah, so and Shard is like a huge empath, so I had to leave and went back to their room.
Yeah, speaking of empathy and that 2 strain, I think what that is that like as Val is holding like Clone Owler, and Clone Owler like slumps and falls unconscious, for a moment she just has like a PTSD flashback to like Owler like with blood gushing out, like eyelids fluttering. Yeah. And it's like, oh god, it's dead Owler, oh god. But like holds her shit together. But it's very distressing.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Well, we made a clone.
This was a mistake. Yep. We did! Yay! Yay!
So yeah, I feel like the plan is like the clone and I will make a big noisy distraction.
Yep. You're
And
at 3 out of
the
6
rest of
strain
you can
currently, so just letting you know.
stealthy and cool.
Sorry, what was that, Ash?
Just letting you know that you're at 3 out of 6 strain after that.
Okay.
Because strain is like your max strain is pretty low at 6. So
I feel like. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think that perhaps before we embark on this mission, we should do something as a team. Perhaps lower our strain.
I like the idea.
I think if we head out that way.
I was wondering if I should give you XP for like the last session that we never really got XP for.
Not?
Yeah, we didn't end up doing XP for it.
That's a good idea.
Should we do that now? That way you can.
I would like someone to go and help Shad, because Shad is clearly distressed. I think that would be a nice closing.
That would be good. Well, let's do that while I work out what the XP I need to give you is.
Go.
I mean, I think in character I would want to go and help Shard, but I also feel like as a player, I think I feel I've been on screen too much, and I'd like to see a scene with other people, like maybe Sleepy and Shard or something.
That's what I was thinking. I would like to see it as Sleepy and Shard.
Okay, well, Shard is busily tidying their room for the first time in 6 months. It's what they've decided to spend their time doing.
Bridget, how do you feel about, like, do you think that Sleepy would go after Shard?
Yeah, I can do that. So, like, Shard is like, so just so I'm clear on what's going on here, like, Shard had to, like, nope out of there because this was, like, too much.
Yeah.
Too much for them. Okay.
The magic, specifically, all the sensory stuff and just everything that was happening. So yeah, Shard is busily tidying their very messy room, trying to organize things. There's nowhere for anything to really go, so they're just kind of making piles.
Okay. Yeah, so like Sleepy is like kind of knocks on the door frame and is like, "Hey, you doing okay?"
Yeah, coming in. Just busy. Just needed to be busy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes it helps to organize things to help organize your thoughts. That's what I always do.
That's a good point. I mean, I've never seen meat come out of the ground before. And like it started talking and it was so gross.
It was a little we've seen some strange things come out of the floor of this bar in the last couple weeks.
It's been a very intense couple of weeks.
That's probably been the weirdest one. I don't blame you.
Yeah. I just wanted to. All I was doing was making some drinks. I think I might have left them half made. I realize. But these piles are very important to me right now. And like I think Shard kind of like knocks them over accidentally, like while they're saying that, and starts gathering them up again, and is just kind of doing the same thing over and over, not really making headway, just making piles.
Okay. You said Shard had been making some drinks?
Yeah, so I think earlier on when Val and Owler were making their practice meat puppet, Shard had wheeled away to go make everyone drinks, and I think that they left before they had managed to do that.
Okay. Yeah, so I think maybe Sleepy will try and help out by going down and finishing those, because maybe a drink will help Shard settle down a little bit.
Definitely. I think Shard right now is just like kind of trying to remove themselves from from reality, but there is no real way to do that for them except for in the digital. And at the same time, they don't want to leave reality. Like they want to not be there, but they also are worried that like about what's going on.
Yeah, so I think that like instead of like fleeing from reality, like what Sleepy's gonna like try to do here is like make a part of reality that's easier to deal with, which is just like making Rally focused on just hanging out in Shard's room. So Sleepy's gonna go down and like finish the drinks and then like bring them back up to Shard's room and be like, hey, why don't we just sit and chill and consume beverages together.
That sounds good. As long as you don't mind quiet.
And she's like, she's like curled up in like probably like one of pieces of furniture you have around, like chairs or something, and it's just just nodding and like holding the drink, just like the way Sleepy does.
Nice. Okay, Shard takes the drink and kind of transfers from their drift chair and kind of pulls their legs off and puts them down and kind of like scoots back and like snuggles into all the pillows and just kind of sips and stares and sips.
We're just gonna have a nice conversation where we don't actually say anything.
Yeah, just quiet.
Yeah, awesome. Roll a d6 and we can clear some of that stress.
How do I roll a single die? Is it just roll?
Type / roll space 1d6. Enter. Nice! That clears all of the current strain.
We're so chilled out. Now let's go beat the shit out of capitalism.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, self-care, then we fight the man. You gotta work on.
Yep. Cool. All right. Do we want to take our next break a little early then? Seeing as we're...
Or do we want to do an engagement roll and then...
Do the engagement roll and then do it? Yeah. Sure. If we want to go and fight some capitalism. Yeah. Yeah, what are people's feelings?
No, I'm not really fussed either way.
How about that XP, Ash?
Oh, yes. Sorry, that's a good thing. We should do that first. You've got 8 XP.
Damn.
Which means, and with 3 XP, we'll buy you. You can increase your max rep by 1. You can increase your max cash by 1. Increase your max strain by 1. Add a new dot for a character's action rating. Or purchase a community upgrade.
I would like to put in a strong vote for spending 6 of it on increasing our max strain by 2. Because when strain tips over, it's bad, and in the middle of a mission we won't get to stop and have quiet self-care scenes.
That seems like a good idea.
Cool. What does that look like as a group then? Let's
all commit to it.
Sorry, yeah. Is everyone cool with that?
I'm fine with that, yeah.
I think we have a fair amount of... Yeah, we have a lot of other things. Yeah.
You definitely got heaps of cash.
I think I kind of like the idea of us all sitting down and having Owler and Val explain the clone to Shard. So that everyone understands what happened magically and physically and kind of... in a way, it kind of levels us up as a group in terms of being able to learn.
And then we have that beat of all of us solemnly committing to we're gonna save these kids and it's gonna be good, and we get that everyone is standing in the room and the inspiring music is playing, we get that shot as well.
Yeah. I feel like we've run into problems emotionally or socially with each other enough, stepping on each other's nerves, that we've become much more cognizant of what the emotional resilience needs of our friends are. So so now we're just a lot better at communicating with each other to deal with more stress together.
We know where
Yeah, I think
each other's space.
yeah, we have
Mhm.
more room to take that on. We've more, yeah, we're more flexible in terms of how stressed we can get
Yep.
with each
Cool.
other.
Awesome. So yeah, that bumps you up to 8 max strain, and it's currently clear. So that's a really good starting spot.
Yes.
Yay!
Let's
That's
go
great.
get a bunch of strain by
Yeah,
fours and fives.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll be back in a minute, and then we'll start our mission, including the engagement roll. Back shortly.